They're all trying to find truth.
What is the home? Actually, can you describe more?
Well, you've been reading about it for how long?
This is what is really home? Can you describe more? Because I heard about all kind heaven, those kind, all kind.
Well,
What is
but
really
now,
home?
somebody said that heaven is where your heart's at.
Okay.
And so there's a lot of people that are very mean to people, and I don't want to be in their heaven. So, so you end up with a little pile of truth and a huge mountain of lies. And the lies have value because that's what it says in Dao, that it makes no judgment nor distinction. It's between bad or good. Okay? We seem to focus on bad and good. We take yin and yang and we pull it apart and we say bad and good. But together they're harmonious. There is neither bad or good. And so people are all looking for the same thing. There's nobody different from one to the other. The thief is looking for truth. He hopes he can steal it. And the murderer is looking for truth. So they will find truth if they keep after it long enough, but they're going to have to stop doing the negative to do it. So, see, I'm telling you what a Buddhist, Tibetan Buddhist says. Forget all that and just do it.
Okay.
You don't have to go through anything. You don't have to meditate. You just do it. You empty your head of all thought, all emotion. You just do that. And you can do it at any time. You can even let it back in.
Yeah, very good.
And then you can stop it again.
Yeah, that's from the number 7 and number 8.
Emptying yourself.
Yes.
And when you empty yourself and you're in the environment of others, they become peaceful because you're peaceful.
Yeah.
And you see, Christ said it or did something very unique. When the apostles were on the ship and he was sleeping in the bottom of the boat, they were in a great storm and they were afraid that they were going to capsize and drown. And so they asked him, "Don't you care if we drowned?" And he says, "Ye of little faith." And he said, "Peace." Now, the storm calmed down instantly. And the biggest part of this is that we create storms within us. And all we have to do is say peace. And it'll obey. And so
they missed that story, though. They missed the story. They weren't here. Well, you heard it before, right? Yeah. Well, he basically working on a roof, and then he fell off the roof, and he basically died. He basically.
No. I was fine.
Well, I don't know. From the way you described it, I don't know. It sounded like he was dead.
I was not hurt one little bit.
And he was basically having some kind of conversation with angels or something. And then he could hear the people, the human beings, like talking to him. And then they were like, "Are you okay?" And we'll call your wife. And he's like, "Oh no!" And he couldn't continue his conversation with the angels. He didn't want to bother his wife, so he woke up. He said, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't call my wife. Don't call my wife." Sorry, I'm telling your story. Sorry.
Yeah.
Rising up above and being the master of himself. It is an attempt at achieving this mystic union. If you attain this mystic union with the universe, then the compassion for your fellow creature, let me not only include your own relatives and the ones that you love, but include the whole universe, your fellow creatures. The compassion for the fellow creatures follows because of this mystic view. And therefore, the two ideas are not distinct. They can be reconciled. The next thing I want to say is that Peter kept on regretting that does not envy others, that they are gifted in their own ways to play their role. You are gifted in your way to play your role. There should be no envy. There should be no such feeling as to say, why he has this gift and not I. That's the wrong attitude to take. You take your own gift and make the best use of it. As it is said in scripture, correct me if I quoted it wrong, and that there was this rich man who gave his servants, 3 of them, each give them a certain amount of money and ask them to go and do something with the money. And at the end of a certain period, the master asked the servants what did you do with the money I gave you? For painting, it precludes the possibility of adding to or taking away from it. It is simply right. That is, you cannot take a little from it, you cannot add to it, it is just right. You try to add a little more, it's too much. If you take away from it, it's lacking. There is something lacking. The relationship is just right. Like a piece of painting, you cannot add fine painting. You cannot add a stroke more, you cannot take a stroke away. And this is one of the reasons I am very much against one of the Qing Dynasty emperors, namely Qianlong. He took the paintings, look at the painting, he likes it, and he writes some poems and writes an essay on the empty space. And there is nothing more detrimental to the painting than the addition that he put on, because the empty space itself plays a role. And he filled the empty, by filling the empty space, he destroyed the art. The art is such that nothing more can be added to it, nothing more should be deleted. I have no introduction.
You don't need an introduction?
Not that I need or that I have no introduction.
You have no introduction? You're like the Dao?
He was since the